All right. So, this is a playtesting game of a variant that I have thought of called Critical Fours. And this is a very simple variant where the only change is that instead of having two fours of each suit, you have one four of each suit. So, fours now naturally get saved the same way that fives do. Uh, when you are trying, if you are forced to discard a non-trash card, you want to discard threes. And yeah, it's going to be not probably not too different from a normal game, but you can see that the efficiency requirement is 1.25, which is quite a bit higher. uh, Quite a bit higher than a normal no variant game where it would be 1.00. So, but the critical four is actually interesting. Naturally counterbalances the increased efficiency requirement because in a normal game you often have fours early on, and fours are obviously not playable. So yes, Twinge is noting that pace starts at +8, which is very low for a beginning for having not discarded anything. um, yeah. So you so in a normal game you often have fours which aren't playable, and you have to discard cards to draw playable cards. The deck is more biased than normal toward the low cards. So you're more likely to be able to play a lot of cards early on, even though so you do have that sort of natural counterbalance. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do here is clue instant threes. And this is just going to be a pure clarification. I don't believe that there's any reason for me to believe that I have green 2. Um, but this should prompt Dalek's red 2. And Dalek shouldn't discard anyway because he should be going for the yellow 1 before doing anything else. So this three's clue now makes it clear that the green card in slot 4 is the one that's being told to play. And it very naturally marks the red 3. That's nice. So this is my first time playing this variant with people. I actually didn't even do a full playtesting game. I guess I kind of did a full playtesting game, but I didn't like try to make reasonable clues in my playtesting game. I just kind of like gave a bunch of clues, made a bunch of discards because I wanted to make sure that the the end game condition worked correctly. Because you, with the way that the code is laid out, you need to update the things get out of if you don't update everything, the client and server get out of sync, and it's all very wacky. But yeah. So I did like make actions to the end of a game in testing my code, but this is the first time that I'm actually attempting to make plays that seem like something that an actual person would do. So, right. Yeah, I don't think that this is ever really. I don't think it's ever viable for me to read Winge's green clue as a double finesse on me. First of all, if it was actually double finesse, instant wouldn't play the green one here. Secondly, like the fact is just that the threes follow up is just good enough that I don't think that it's reasonable to play that way. So now we're in an awkward spot where Dalek might uh not want to clue the yellow 1 because of course we have found a yellow 1 in instance hand. My inclination though is that rather than discarding, I think my inclination would be to clue Twinges 5 before discarding. Uh, Unfortunately, that does mean that mm, I feel like there is actually enough information for Dalek to play here. Yeah, okay. Cool. But it is a bit awkward. So now it's really sad. I can't blue. I can't bluff instant here because Twinge will believe it's blue 1. If like I can't bluff instant and have instant clue Dalek 4s. So I think what I have to do. Twinge clue Dalek 4s. Excellent. So now I can do the bluff. And there should be no issues with the bluff. This is a 3. This is a green 3. Yeah. Excellent. So now I have naturally saved Twinge's 5. And we should be seeing instant blind play the yellow 1. And perfect! We drew the blue 1! So now we can actually re-finesse the blue 1 by cluing Dalek's blue 3 if he, for example, discards. But I don't think he'll discard here. Actually, we could clue blues. He has -4 information on both of them, so once he plays 1, the other will be known trash. So we actually can do it even without Dalek discarding, which is excellent. So, yeah. So, Dalek doesn't really have anything here. He doesn't really want to clue the blue 1. Oh, interesting. It should be purple. There's no reason to clue a blue 1 like this. I expect Twinge will clue Dalek about 2 blues, and so I can just play my 1 and instant can play his 1. I'm told about a 4, which should be blue 4, I think. So I'm going to play my 1. It's purple 1. Instant should, I believe, blind play this. I mean, we could punt, but there's no reason for Twinge to punt when there's a perfect blues clue here due to the -4 information. So there was never a reason for Twinge to make just a punting clue. So I have a pretty strong inference that this is blue 4. Or red 4, I suppose. It could be red 4 if instant is playing here, but I again think that if this is red 4, it was stronger to simply clue Dalek about 2 blue cards to get the blue finesse done while it's available. Twinge knows that he doesn't have blue 3 since Dalek has both copies. He knows that his newer blue card is blue 2 due to the bluff. Or at least has a strong suspicion. Okay, so now I will play around the possibility of it being red 4. I am very unhappy that Twinge didn't clue blues here. Blues is pretty much just better. Blues to Dalek is pretty much just better than saving my red 4 and prompting. Like, it is nice that it prompted. But even still, it might have not even prompted, right? Like, this red 3 could have been thought of as playable just from the fact of just from the fact that it prompted the red 2, right? We clued the 3s, which caused Dalek to play the second red card. So Instant has a pretty good inference there that the non-green 3 is red. Because otherwise, Dalek is likely to... Well, first of all, it's likely that Twinge and I would not have gone down that path of cluing twice to instant. Additionally, it is likely that Dalek would have held on. Alright, cool. So I will clue instant about a yellow card here. which is awesome because now that'll deal with all of um that'll deal with all of the possibilities for this 4, right? Because I see the green and purple 4, so this has to be blue, red, or yellow. And yeah, and this will force Dalek to make a discard. Kind of nice. So Dalek will discard. I will probably clue Dalek about blue card, I guess. Because yeah, we want to get the blue 5 played. So Twin should be able to play yellow 2 here. And then I'll clue Dalek about... Ah, this is interesting. Dalek has... The only play that Dalek has right now is the... green 2. So I think I'd rather actually clue greens. Because I don't want Dalek to discard, and and my clue is going to put us at 0 clues. I could discard, but we want Dalek to play here. So I'll go ahead and clue 2 greens. Instant will be able to play the yellow card, and then my 4 is likely red. Okay, now it's still not guaranteed red, I think. Like, it should be red, because Instant didn't play into the finesse. But I'll probably play a bit safe here. So I'm going to discard so that Instant clues the 3. I could play, but if I play, is that good? It's probably not good. I think I'd rather discard so that Dalek clues the 3 to save, to preserve Instant's finesse position. But I have sort of been told to play this. So the discard is a little bit dangerous. Okay. So this is sort of an indication to Instant to not discard. It certainly carries some amount of that implication. I'm really hoping that Instant will clue blue 3 so that then Twinge will discard and I can clue yellow 5 and we can get the clue back that way. Instant decides to play here, so I don't have the option to I mean, I probably can afford to play this card as red 4. I'm pretty sure Instant would not have missed finesse if it was blue 4. It was cleared as 4. I did have a blue card blocking, which it's interesting. I had a blue card blocking it, so I haven't seen that I had a red card blocking it, right? But I have a 5. I see. So this 5 is not blue or yellow. It's either red, purple, or green. So this could be red 5. If it's red 5, that means that both color clues were impossible. We're at paste +4. Instant doesn't have a good card in finesse position anymore. Things just kind of didn't go the way I wanted them to. Instant discarding is fine. We really need Dalek to play on this round, but he has the green 4 as a play. I'm like pretty confident this is red 4. I'm just kind of deciding if I'm confident enough to not play around Twinge just missing. Well, Twinge didn't miss the finesse though. That's the thing. Twinge didn't miss the finesse. It was instant missing. Instant would have missed the finesse. I really don't think Instant misses the finesse. Like, if it's blue 4, it's super obvious. So I think I'm just gonna play red 4. Be fine. Oh. Ah. That's unfortunate. Okay. Like, yeah, I certainly could have played around that by cluing Dalek about blue, but felt like it was right to be trusting. Apparently, it was not right to be trusting. Yeah. So instant will clue Dalek about a blue card. Oh my god, Dalek has just drawn like every single play that's necessary in this game. So I have a red or purple 5. And if the red 4 had shown up earlier, I would have known that my 4 was blue. I'm not sure why Instant decided to play the 3. If, why Instant decided to play the 3 instead of playing into the finesse. Like, the finesse is so obvious, right? Because it wasn't the timing for a save. I had a 1 to play at the time. I felt like the finesse was obvious. And Twinge also, like, the other thing is that it had to be a finesse, right? Because again, Twinge had no reason to save when Instant has that 1 there. Twinge could have clued blues to Dalek to be more clear, or like if he was worried about it not being clear. There was no risk of duplicating a blue 3 since Dalek had both copies. There was no risk of Dalek thinking that the other blue 3 was useful. I guess Twinge could, in theory, have trash. What about a purple? Alright, can I... Does this have... This has -5 information. I can actually discard this. I'm gonna discard slot 2 as sort of a gamble to see if that gets Instant to play slot 2. Because I actually know that this card is not useful. I know that it's trash right now. Since the blue suit is dead, yellow suit I see both the 4 and the 5, and red I see the 4 and I have -5 information. So I am going to discard slot 2 and see if that does anything good. There's a small chance. I think it's not that large of a chance. I think it's a small chance that Instant will. Yeah, I guess it was just not a large enough chance. Felt like there was a small chance that Instant would play yellow 4 there. I'll just tell Instant explicitly about yellow 4. Ah, I see. Twinge attempted to play slot 2. Okay, so someone caught my message. It just wasn't the person that I wanted. So I'm gonna make my normal discard now. That's funny. Yeah, I think I like Twinge playing slot 2 there because Instant didn't. Um. Yeah, sure. I guess this is fine. Ish. Fine-ish. I probably need to clue Twinge's 5. I guess it's interesting. Playing the 5 is like... It's good if it doesn't draw the last card of the deck. Okay, this variant is actually kind of hard. But I also think that maybe people are a bit tired. I don't know. Instant missing that. Instant not playing into that blue finesse was shocking. So Dalek will have a play here, assuming Instant knows about this, which Instant should know about that. Okay, so I guess I'm telling Twinge about a 5. Instant will hopefully figure out. Yeah, like in theory, I've told Instant about slot 2. So if we go play, 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 we get 23. But no one has ever told Twinge about the 5 in any manner. So, we'll see if Instant plays slot 2 here. It was funny because in theory I told Instant about slot 2, and then Twinge read the message as thinking, because Instant didn't play into it, Twinge thought that Twinge went for it. Alright. Well, sadness. That went worse than I expected.
Instant wants to be responsible for 100% of the strikes in the game.
I didn't know why you blind played. I didn't think it was necessary to get even a better score, so I was not following you. And I thought you were just checked out because that was a reasonable response to losing the blue 4.
Alright. So yeah, so this one got red clue to start normal.
But you're not the leader. Twinge is the leader.
Oh, I'm the leader? Why am I the
No, I'm the leader, right? Oh no, Twinge is the leader. Yeah.
My joke about how to get your Discord, so then I was happy, and I made Twinge the leader.
Oh, I see.
Alright, sure. We'll make Twinge leader.
The leader if you feel so inclined. That's a thing you can just do, is make people leaders of things.
Oh, man.
It's dangerous.
So it's like keep talking, no one explodes. You can just make someone else the leader.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll start off with that. I thought this was a reasonable 2 for 3 that clarifies that Dalek's red 2 is playable.
I would have if this was the reverse finesse, if I just had a blocking red 1 and slot 2, and they were both true. So I feel no responsibility for my ambiguity here. So I decided I'm going to go for what I'm going to play. Because I see the line if I... Either way, we're going to just conclude yellow 1, purple 1. It's going to be fine. Oh, look, it's real.
Then I go ahead and save Dalek's 4 so that Tricky can do a bluff.
Yep, that was awesome. I was so happy because I was like, I have to like, I was gonna save Twinge's 5 so that Instant would save Dalek's 4 so that the bluff didn't go away. That was my plan.
I mean, it was a little weird because I'm also looking at your purple 1 I'm supposed to be cluing you, but I'm like, no, Tricky's gonna make this bluff happen. Everything's fine. And then, of course, Instant immediately draws the blue 1 on top of it.
Yep, that was also sweet.
Yes.
So I thought the fact I'm given this 4 clue, like, it's not. I understand why you don't read into it, but I thought the fact I'm given that clue rather than discarding here.
I thought it had to be a finesse because there's no reason to pure save when, or, like, I don't know. It's just not save timing, right?
You could draw another 4 and we could just get clue efficiency if we wait.
My blue 2 is a safe discard, so you can wait until after I discard or after I play purple 1 and then save. And
Yeah.
you only ever need one clue to save here, so there's no need to save early.
I guess it all depends on how confident I am about Twinge's Discord, and I wasn't, so I decided I wasn't gonna go big here. Also, because I was on all the strikes for the last game, I didn't want to make
And
all
then-
the strikes this game.
And then
which I
from
did,
my
but-
perspective, I can see that Twinge always had a blue clue to Dalek to finesse the blue one. So I knew that Twinge absolutely never saves blue 4, or never just random saves a 4.
Right.
So
Okay.
So I knew it was a play clue of some fashion, and then when Instant didn't play into it, I thought it was red.
Okay. So Derek just tells me, like, no, it was, and I'm like, oh, I see how it is.
I did consider playing around it being blue, even the turn that I ended up striking it, but...
So here's the most important question of the game. Does Tricky do this reverse finesse and kill a single blue 3?
Oh yeah, Dalek should actually know their other 3's playable from this clue, probably, huh?
The other unclued card is also a blue 3, you mean? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the question.
Probably.
Because Tricky wouldn't do this yellow clue if the blue 3 were going to die. That seems bad.
Yeah, I agree. This clue is awful if the... if
Tricky would just discard instead, which would potentially leave the stuff in place for another turn anyway, and yeah.
Yeah.
I would try to bluff something.
Or even just clue blue 3 directly. I might clue blue 3 directly instead of discarding,
Okay.
depending.
Yeah, I should have realized.
And I was also hoping, like, the fact that, like, I gave Tricky the 4 clue, like, even though you saw Instant misplay the blue one, you might think that it's really hard for you to think out.
Yeah, I mean, I considered it. I just felt like trusting Instant was the right move.
I kind of
Yeah.
wonder if Twin should play the blue 2 over yellow 2 anyway. Because
I thought
value.
about it, but then I saw, like, there's just the very, like, everyone's got things to do if I do it this
Yeah.
way, so this seemed fine.
And once
Well, the
David
most
draws the green
important-
2, you know my play. I'm gonna clue the green 2
Well,
myself.
there's some question, right? Depending on how confident you are that Dalek knows about the blue 3, because the difference here is that we want Dalek to play on this round, but getting him to play green 2 costs a
Oh.
clue, but getting him
Right.
to play blue 3 doesn't cost a clue.
So I thought you'd play blue 2.
So if you play blue 2,
Reasonable. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not confident that Dalek was thinking that was the blue 3, but I didn't really give them the chance to show us whether or not they did.
Right.
You turned out to be correct, but if you play the blue 2 instead of the yellow 2, I probably reconsider.
Right, you might wake up.
I might wake up.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's interesting.
If David plays the yellow 3, or the blue 3 as the yellow 2, that's also hilarious, but you know. Take what you can get.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's another interpretation to passing that can be good. In this case, it shouldn't work because there's a more direct line, like the blue 3 in the situation, but
Yes.
could be a accidental bonus. But yeah, I was just looking at the straightforward line of Instant's gotta play, Tricky's gonna clue, green to Dalek, everything's fine. And so I could have discarded here to give Tricky that clue, but I thought it was gonna wait there because I thought Instant was gonna clue.
I thought Dalek might just play it now that you've let him play it.
Okay, so I did not play the 3 yet. Yeah, so here, I also expected if my 4 was blue, that Instant
Yeah.
would clue Dalek's blue 3 now.
Exactly.
If it
No,
was
see, I
not a
thought he'd
finesse.
vehicle play it. This is his only chance to play it, but I thought he might go for it.
Okay,
Because
I see.
I wanted to trust.
Okay, fair.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so both the fact Instant played their green 3 rather than cluing the blue 3, Tricky and I both read into this. I'm like, okay, well, Tricky's either gonna think that they've got the red 4, or I'm gonna think I've got the red or the green 5.
So like, yeah, Instant and Dalek both don't play into the blue 4 finesse, so I'm like, well, it can't be, it has to be red 4, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did play. I just couldn't.
Well, you played
didn't
after
clue
it
into
was
it.
clued explicitly.
And then
That was-
I was just surprised that you played. Or you didn't play the green 4, which is also a thing you could do and let Twinge give the save.
I didn't know it was Oh, hold on. You're right.
But
I
you
did.
did.
Yeah, you were told
Just-
green
I was
at
like,
this
yeah.
point.
You know,
so-
it's exactly
Yeah.
I know.
That's
So-
not secret
Oh.
information.
It was an
Right,
option here.
What I was hoping to have happen was Twinge discards and Tricky clues the yellow 4 to get it out.
I see.
To push the pace on that.
I was
Because I
also
don't see a green 5. I mean, I don't also see a yellow 5.
I mean,
but-
I'm believing you see a green 5 because I didn't understand Instant's play otherwise.
I was also really sad that Instant didn't clue blue. That Instant played instead of cluing
Busted.
blue 3 because I wanted to finesse the yellow 4.
Yep,
I was like,
yep.
I was
Oh,
planning
yeah.
the yellow 4 finesse, and it didn't happen.
And I thought you were gonna have that opportunity because I thought Instant was gonna clue blue.
Yeah. So I was like, well, it has to be red 4.
So once you play that, then I'm like, I guess I probably don't have. Well, I mean, obviously I don't have the green 5 because you just drew it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. I don't know anymore, so I'd clue it.
Yeah.
Because I clearly I stopped playing green, so I better prompt it or something to make, and it works.
Yeah.
And now Dalek has drawn all
I'm
the cards.
considering just discarding something to be emphasizing a play here, but I'm like, no, could be the red 4 or 5. Let's still play normal. Okay, and then I tell everyone to play all of the things.
Yeah. And this is the spot where I can prove that my slot 2 is trash. So I see Instant having a play in slot 2 and go for
Yep.
it.
Is Yellow
Yep.
to Dalek hilarious? It's like a reverse. No, it just
I
goes
looked
crazy.
at it, but it doesn't,
doesn't work.
because you
Turn
play your
order is
purple
wrong.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to, because I'm like, that would be amazing.
And I don't have a clue. If I had a clue, obviously I would probably just clear yellow 4
If there was only one,
and be done with it.
What? Well, yeah, no. If Dalek had the purple or the yellow 4 instead of you, yeah, then we could have. Anyway.
Yeah, like
But
I
yeah, so
really
Cookie
wanted the
discards
yellow
that
4 to
card.
play.
So that means either I've got the red 5 or purple 2 in that slot, or Instant's gonna play their yellow 4. Instant declines to play their yellow
Oh,
5.
I didn't even notice this one. So I have the hyphenated whatever mode off, I think, which would have warned me.
Yeah, so
Yeah, all your settings are not saved because it's a different
No,
server.
right, because cloud,
Yeah.
because internet security, cross-site request.
Turns out I don't have access to the live database. Who knew?
So that's
should
why
I
I
have
play that.
played purple too when Instant misses?
Yes,
um,
you should still do it. You
maybe.
shouldn't stop.
I think I probably should assume that Instant didn't miss it and that it's because there's something in my hand.
Yeah, I don't want you to play
Oh.
purple too. You can play purple too.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm telling
actually,
you
yeah,
to
yeah,
stop
yeah.
what you're
You
doing.
should be able to play purple 2 here because you only think that you've been finessed with one card, so the
No
second slot
discrepancy,
still
yeah.
could be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could play purple 2 first, because, again, Instant didn't play into the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play purple 2 for the reason that Twinge played green 1.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great. I would like that card to be played first.
that would be cool.
It didn't seem like we had enough clues for me to try to make that happen. So.
Yeah. Well, and looking back, I actually assumed that was intentional, but
Ah.
it was just a happy accident.
That would be cool if it was.
So it wasn't for purple 2, it was for yellow 4.
It
I
was
should
intended to
leave
be
it
for
anyway.
yellow 4, yeah.
Okay, okay. I didn't even notice it, so I'm not claiming credit for not reacting or reacting cleverly. I just didn't. Yeah. But in hindsight, yeah, it could be for either one. Oh well.
So this I already.
You already knew. I just didn't want to get
Yeah.
the third strike because we already capped at 23.
Let's see.
And this is we want to inch to blind play, but no, we've already. used both
Well,
strikes.
I consider discarding my third again to just be like, play the yellow 4.
If you just go to slot 2, if you just go to slot 2 here, I'll notice. But it's not
Well,
safe.
if you
Red
misplay slot 2, you'll notice because the game will end.
Well, if he discarding it is fine. Discarding it is fine. If he's confident he doesn't have red 5, he can discard slot 2, and I'll play slot 2. He doesn't have to play.
How confident should he be that he doesn't have red 5? Maybe.
You would have discarded slot 1 or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, no, my slot 1 wasn't guaranteed.
could've just
Oh,
clued
yeah.
him.
Yeah,
I
actually,
just
if,
clued
if I see red 5, then my discard is guaranteed safe, right?
Yeah, your discard is safe. That's all.
Yeah.
So I thought you would have discarded slot 1.
Well, I didn't have -5 information on slot 1 yet.
Oh,
or
right,
whatever.
that's fair. That's fair.
Or the negative. Oh no.
I mean,
I
one
can
round in the
s-
past,
five,
before the
so
red
this
5 showed up. I mean, that previous round. Because we were asking
Yeah,
about
This
Twitch
was yeah.
two
This was
slot two.
earlier. Yeah.
No, I mean before Twitch 2 red 5, even before that. Like one.
Yeah.
one
I had
round.
negative. I had -5 information on the card that I did discard. I did not have it on
No,
my
I mean back
slot
on
1
turn
at the time.
36, one whole go ago. The previous round.
Oh, you know,
Yeah, here
That's
here
fine.
the green 2 does
Yeah.
not have -5 info,
Yep, it
but the
doesn't.
yellow 3 does.
Mm-hmm.
So then still just the yellow 4. But like here you
I guess I would just clue the other 5 if I saw it. Like I'd clue red 5 on turn 38. So I think Twitch can be sure he doesn't have red 5 in slot 2.
Okay.
And then actually slot 2 discard to me is good. Because now I assume we all know Dalek knows because the purple clue just said it.
And Tricky could discard newest on turn 40, right?
Well, no, it doesn't work. Because my slot. For 200 red 5. Yeah, it's.
I'd considered that, I think.
Or
Worst
second
case, it's
newest.
purple 3. It
Did
could be
I
purple 3, and that
forget?
could be relevant. But it's not.
I may have not realized that it was guaranteed trash at this point. I don't think I realized I saw all the 5s. Even though it's
like,
crossed out on
blue's
the back of my
lost,
card.
so yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could have done that. That would have been good.
Either slots 4 or 1 or 2 rather, yeah, that's newest or second newest. Either trying to indicate the yellow 4 again, or just be like, all right, well, Instant's not paying attention. Twitch obviously is. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
do
Twitch
this.
is obviously paying attention because he was the one who played last time. Yeah.
But wait, so you didn't think I thought it was for Dalek though? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, well, when I made the discard, I didn't even notice the purple 2 in Dalek's hand. But like nothing goes wrong when I don't notice that,
Oh,
right?
sure.
It's like yeah. As long as one of you two plays, there's no strike. And then I was like, well, in theory,
Yeah.
I've told Instant about the yellow 4, so
just didn't
I
want
could
to
have
strike.
I
couldn't
could
do
have gotten a 22 by cluing yellow 4 instead of cluing red 5, but I was like, well, in theory, I've told Instant about yellow 4 previously, so I'm gonna go for 23.
Oh well. Okay.
Any thoughts on the variant? I thought it was reasonably enjoyable.
Yeah, it's pretty low pace, but that's fine. We played well.
I think
but
it's
is it just-
reasonable. I think it's reasonable. Yeah.
I wonder. Well, I mean, I guess they're not that hard to figure out how often a 4 is in the bottom of the deck. It's true. I'm like, wonder how to do a very simple math comparatively.
Yeah. So I think it's fine if you like more variance in your games, or if you want like to enforce tighter gameplay.
Yeah,
basically.
I had recently been kind of bored with like standard rainbow variants and so on because of the 1.0 efficiency requirement, and I wanted something that bumped that up without changing the game too drastically.
Like Clue Starved.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried Clue Starved. That's something I
haven't.
should try. But yeah, and also I wanted an alternative to black suits because I was like, black suits just
Oh,
add
even
so
over
much
this, yeah.
luck. Like if the 2 is bottom decked, it's like you're playing a normal game where you randomly saved some extra cards and then you just didn't get any payoff.
Yeah, I much prefer this to any of the like black or critical suits.
Yeah, so it's 11%. There's a 4 in the bottom. So
We should have our
probably-
discussions.
Yeah,
if
so
we wanna
you
have-
can also combo this with bottom deck blind
Yeah,
plays, which
yeah.
should like completely eliminate anything.
Right.
That's what I was specifically saying. Yeah, if I was gonna play this, I would want to play with bottom deck blind players.
Yeah, whereas with black suit, that's not enough. Well,
It's
I guess
not
it's
enough.
theoretically enough,
it
but
helps, but it's
yeah.
not enough.
If the black cards are out of order and you get bottom decked, you still lose.
That's what like the idea of up or down black suit, but because the site just forbids it. If you try to run the variant generation code anyway, it'll think that there should be 0 start cards, which is bad.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
So,
It would be possible to patch it to work,
yeah,
but
like,
yeah.
we could definitely make it do the right thing, and it currently does nothing, which is the easiest position to start from. But it just, yeah, software.
So
It's true though. What were you
yeah,
gonna
like,
say?
nothing. It's no worries.
both of these are like right on the like edge of what I want, probably, right? Like there's a little more just blatant clue confusion that you can't just like burn clues to ever fix in synesthesia than I would prefer. And then there's the more chance of just dead draws than I would prefer in critical fours. But like it's not like drastically, like neither thing is way out of proportion. Both were fun, both were pretty good and interesting in a like good way to mix things up. I mean, they're probably above average variants.
Yeah,
like...
I enjoyed both of them quite a bit more than no variant, and I think a bit more than like Rainbow Five Suit.
Like, I want to see the Synesthesia again and hopefully not be the one to play all the things this time. But also, if I'm more prepared for it now that I've had to do it once. Like, I'm vaccinated against Synesthesia. That's a thing.
And
Yeah.
4-player will also mean that hands are going to be less like inherently full of like, well, 5 cards. I guess we just are always tagging extra garbage. Like we don't have.
Yeah. I do think
True.
I do think more players allows you to do more finesses, bluffs to make things clearer. It probably is a little bit easier as 4-player.
Oh yeah, that helps. That helps. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
like there are a ton of cards in synesthesia that are the exact same in regards to your ability to clue them.
Like there's pairs, yeah. There's card
Like
pairs that are
geometry.
identical, yeah. And then the diagonal cards are brutal, like
Yes.
yeah, because you
But
can't
what?
clarify.
Pairs and people just don't want to play them. I mean, even when both parts of the pair are playable.
But like I said, it doesn't list 2 pairs. It lists the 4x4 list of all possible ones.
Well, you gotta use like you figured out that was a problem, so you gotta use your real knowledge. You can't just trust the information that you know is a lie.
Well, sure, but I was focused on the slot 4. I was focused on the other one, which is the real problem. What can I prove about this card, and then can I play the other one based on what this one is?
This is the issue with all of the newfangled Hanabi players that rely on the
Well, Instin's not really a newfangled player, although maybe he became one from playing actively for the last 3 years, 4 years.
That's probably about right, yeah.
Whereas
back in my day.
Whereas like the rest of us just quit and then didn't learn to use the new information.
But I mean, it's learning a new variant and then having this anti-crutch. Like, it makes you struggle more.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at my total games per month over the last 6 months, it's not a lot. And if you discount Twitch stream games, it's worse. But
why would you discount Twitch stream games? Why do they not count?
I mean, if you don't, like those ones you already know, did because you were there, you watched me have.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
I see.
Like, if you count the ones that you weren't in, it's not a large list.
So basically, what Instance is saying is any bad habits he learned from watching you, Dad.
Oh no, worse than that. Any worse habits I didn't learn because I've only been watching.
Cool.
I've been helping some friends of hyphens learn more basic level rainbow, no variant, a little bit of dual color, and so that's been fun too. But not high octane, critical fours, wild and crazy, whatever goofy variants. Pig, cow, pig, duck, which are all 3 real variants.
I haven't done any of those. I haven't done
Yeah, I do kind of want to try that.
I do think that it would have been really great for an April Fool's Day stream to just do Hanabi, but all of those.
There's also like I don't know. There's some variants that feel like they are very much pushing hat guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, what you could do is you'd make the Twinge bot Hanabi rules just be Rick Astley. Because it wouldn't be the real rules. Anyway, yeah. So the goofier variants do push more hat guessy, and obviously I mentioned it in the chat the other week. Lipster's house rule for hat guessing being forbidden, which seems pretty good.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. It does ruin occasional natural plays, but
it has non-zero impact on me. But
Yeah.
I think there was one the other day when I discarded on a known finesse for some good reason, and then I played, and it was I was in a hat-like state, and it didn't actually matter because it was a competition game. But I was like, oh no, here it is.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
then
promise
also
to eat my hat.
apparently he's not using that rule for 3-player competitions because hat guessing is not significantly better in 3-player.
Right.
So what exactly like do you mean? I thought like it would kind of need to be something where everyone had something of a defined convention ahead of time for hat guessing.
Oh, they do, but
Yeah.
this is a convention that forbids hat guessing.
Yeah, so there's a rule which is that you can't blind play non-newest cards consecutively, roughly. So that's sort of like a hat guessing strategy is something that might say like Alice has slot 3 playable and Bob has slot 2 playable, and you can convey those informations both in one clue. Whereas in basically every other convention system, you can't do that. So the rule forbids the play of slot 3 followed by the play of slot 2.
Blind play with no clues or touch any newer cards than that.
Yeah.
There's obviously a nice formalism written, so you can run a game and say, does this game obey the rule or not? And because it has a false positive, it does impact normal gameplay.
Yeah,
much like what
that does mess up like 1 out of 150 games.
Yeah,
well, it doesn't mess it up because you just have to play around it, which means there's an impact.
You just have to like delay a play for 1 round or something. It's
you gotta give a clue or something. So like it wasn't intractable. It just it makes you play differently. You have to consider it. Much like actual anti-cheat in video games, but just in your brain because that's where Hanabi really
But
is.
I'm just a fan of making it so that like hat guessing just doesn't work. Like,
oh yeah, I'm with you on this one.
Like Synesthesia, like it you still can do some, right? Because you can still pick who to clue in a hat guessing manner, but that's much less powerful than choosing a player and a clue type or anything like that.
Well, I'm confused. Isn't hat guessing like? Can't you just? Oh, I guess with Synesthesia you limit the clue options in half as well.
Yeah, so you can only give color clues. And
I mean, but you can still give you can still give 10 bits of information.
So the trick is that hat guessing only like consistently works if you're guaranteed to be able to make each clue type, because you need to be able to convey any modular sum. So if you needed to clue like someone greens and they had no green cards, then you would be screwed. You would be giving everyone wrong information.
Right.
And
okay. So since you would have empty clues off for...
Exactly. So if empty clues are off, you could still like try to do the 10-way or 15-way hat guessing, but you just sometimes get screwed.
We can formalize it this way. There's empty clues on, and you have all 10 buttons, and that's pretty easy to make.
Yeah, if you have all 10 buttons all the time, then that's
easy. Hat guessing is going to squish that down into turning off empty clues flag, but still having all 10. That's what hat guessing is. It's very clever, but it's also not recognizably the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mostly sounds like if you just reviewed a replay, you could pretty easily. I mean, that would take
it's
a lot.
not about if they can prove it. It's that they want it to be like objective.
Yeah,
a formal definition.
Sure. Yeah, they just want to say like this is what's not allowed. This is what everything else is allowed, and just let people be free within that definition.
Yeah, like if you can figure out a hat guessing strategy that works around that rule, sure, fine.
Right. Yeah. And by the same token, if they have people who want to make up a new variant like we have, then we just have to convince them to make it a convention variant for once. So
I also really like how like Synesthesia at least just like removes all of Zamiel's convention document from applying.
Oh, yes.
I mean, not all, but like 80%.
Avoid bad touch.
Yeah.
It really
I
peers
would-
it back toward basic principles, yes.
Yeah.
I would be down for a 4-player synesthesia. I don't know.
I guess I could do another game
Yeah.
tonight.